Hey everyone, Joe Waxman here. And in this video, I want to give an update about things and also talk about the upcoming eclipse in a few days, just a little bit about that. So starting off, I haven't made a video in a while. I've been focused on other stuff. I've been working on my website, which I think is very important for me, specifically to, I don't know, I want to make more money. Obviously, I mean, that's important. It's not money. It's really that I wasn't getting enough astrology readings to support myself, which I didn't, not that I thought I would, but it just occurred to me that, I mean, I've been wanting to make a store for a while, so it just seemed like a good idea and the right time. And so with my father's passing, a lot of things have changed for me. And incidentally, I want to dedicate my store to my father, right? So that'll be upcoming. And I'm going to show you my store, and I just want to talk about that for a minute, and then we'll get into some other stuff. I'll share my screen. Sorry, I had to do that. Here we go. Okay, hold on. Just need to make sure that my video is coming up on the corner. I like to see that. All right, go to joewaxman.com. You'll see my my website. Now, this is just, it's still in the beginning stages. The homepage is quite generic. I paid like literally $17 to have a prefab store made, and this is what it looks like. But I've been and I'm going to change all this. I'm going to completely customize the whole thing. Right now you can see my logo. I've been working on that. That's completely me, all in-house. And if you go to shop, this is where you can actually see what I've been uploading. And right now it's mostly just knives. I have a few other knick-knack gadgets just to make it interesting. But the theme of the store is Waxman lifestyle. Like I said, it's going to be dedicated to my father, Denny Waxman. And just incidentally, this little logo here is a lotus flower, like a graphic image of a lotus flower, which symbolizes enlightenment. And so the brand is Waxman. I was toying with the idea of making it Waxman lifestyle, or just having that be Waxman lifestyle would be like the theme of the store. And basically that encompasses a whole bunch of stuff. So I can make it very broad. It's not going, it is niched down to sort of like kitchen, health, food, lifestyle, healthy, conscious, but that's a very broad category. And so right now I've been focusing on knives mostly, and I have some really fantastic, excellent knives, as well as some basic affordable ones. You can see here, like, I got a very nice, chef knife for $90, $89.99. This is a whole different set where you can get individual ones starting from $47.99. This is a more basic set. This is not Damascus steel, but see, like, these are top quality, right? And I just want to show you, like, none of this is nonsense. I know what I'm talking about. This is a chef knife I use regularly. It's very similar to this. It's got a different handle, but this is my knife here. You can see this. This is Damascus steel. It's the same. This is the same kind of, and I don't know how well it's going to pick up in the camera, but you could see the marbling on this knife, and it's extremely hard and keeps an edge for a very long time. So I know what these kind of knives are. I also have, for this set, I have a sample actually, which I've been using because I want to know what I'm selling to people. And this is a great knife. It really is. It's very well balanced. It's very sharp, and it cuts perfectly. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with going for the, slightly more affordable route. It's beautiful. It's got a really nice wood handle. It's got some good weight to it. This is a 7-inch Santoku. It's got these edges here. That's without these ridges, in case you didn't know, the little vertical things, that's to keep vegetables from sticking, or food, like when you're cutting and these things stick because of the vacuum, that keeps it from sticking, right? So you can see the different products I have, like from these are different varieties of very high end. This is the highest end. This is the highest kind of metal that I'm featuring in a lot of these. The 67 layer Damascus steel VG10. So 67 layer, you can see it's an odd number. Why? Because 33 layers on both sides, where the middle layer is VG10. That's where the blade is. That's where the sharp, it's very, very hard metal. And the reason for that is because it holds a blade. It holds an edge very, very well, right? And so like the hardness of the metal determines the quality of the blade, because it's gonna, once you sharpen it, it's gonna stay sharp. That's the whole point. When you're using a knife a lot, I use a knife a lot, and I love knives. I have a passion for knives. That's kind of why I loaded up with different knives, because I love different knives, right? And yeah, so that's the whole point. That's what you're getting. You're also getting a really nice handle, like, so there's different handles, different styles, right? This is a really nice knife. These are nice knives. This is a really nice knife. This is a more, mid-low grade knife. This is a very high-end knife. These are high-end knives. More high-end knives. I really love these ones. I want to get some. It's more mid-grade. And I have some other things. This is mid-grade. This is high-end. This beautiful one here. And so they're gonna be pricey, but actually if you go to a kitchen supply store, something like this will run you $125. Literally, like I spent more on this knife than I'm selling these knives for. This cost me about $100, and I'm selling mine for like 89. You can see this 89. This one's $64.99, and that's an excellent knife. This should be like $100 at least, right? And so if you go on Amazon or anywhere else and try and compare, a lot of times I'm going to have the prices matched or better, especially because I'm starting out and I want sales. So I'm having less of a profit margin for just to be competitive and get sales. And I do have a sale running. I'm not sure how to advertise it yet because I haven't figured out. I'm not a master of this website, the Shopify website thing, but spend $100 or more, get 10% off. Also, this is the a really special deal. Not only do you get 10% off, from now on, the way to book a reading with me is you spend $100 on my website, you get 10% off, and you show me proof of that, and you write a review about your product or products, and you get a free reading with me. That's the deal. That's how you get a reading. You get it. It's a little more expensive, but actually you're getting more for it because you're getting product. You're getting $100 or more worth of product, and you get a free reading with me. And so I got some like what are they, like kitschy kind of blend mate type stuff. Okay. This is for like fun ice stuff. Like I used to do my ice foot soak baths, and this is like a fun, you can give these ice molds or chocolate if you want to make chocolate. I don't make chocolate, but something like that if you wanted to. I don't know, I just included that. And then this jellyfish wonderland. I don't know, this came preloaded with the site, but so I thought I'd like advertise it, but I'm gonna have to change all that. Oh, there's this knife, 12-inch slicing knife, which is like, I don't know, awesome, amazing, huge knife. I love big knives. You can see the detailing. It's got the hammering pattern, the hammer pattern. It's like rustic. This is a man's knife, super heavy, and like You just feel like a caveman with this knife, like a real like, can I go like hunt something with this? It's almost like a machete. It's awesome. It's 12.5 inches. It's huge and heavy as can be. It's got this finger hole. I love it. Yeah, it's great. Like if you want to like chop up a bug, like you can do, like you can chop, like you can like mince scallions with it, but it's really for like, you know, chopping up a big old fish or turkey. I don't eat turkey, but like if you wanted to carve a turkey or whatever, big fat steak. I don't even eat steak. Not that I don't eat meat, I just don't really go for steak. Anyway, I got this mini foldable iron. Here's more knives. Anyway, I'm about to release this one. I'm testing this one out. That's this one. You can see here. It's got this flower pattern on it. I don't know if it's going to come through well in this camera, but this is a nice little knife. It's just stainless steel. It's got this resin handle, green. It's very long. It's pretty. I love it. And this one's just going for $29.99. Very cheap, but it's a good knife, and it comes very sharp, actually. So it's a good deal. Right, it is a really good knife. So I have good knives, is my point. It's not just like nonsense or anything like that. Like I actually use these knives. They're very, very good. Right. Yeah, so like I said, spend $100 or more and get 10% off and show proof of that and write a review and get a free reading with me. So that's my website, guys. Check it out. If you need a knife or any of these funky little gadgets, whatever, go spend $100 or more and let me know about it, and we'll have a free reading. And don't be bothered because the website's not completely finished. It's not. It is what it is. I'm doing my best, but I figured, hey, you got to start somewhere, and might as well tell people about it now. joewaxman.com. The brand is Waxman. The website is joewaxman.com. All right. I have more products coming out. I'm in the process of actually branding these supplements. I'm coming out with a branded supplement line. It's going to take a little time, but I have 5 products already underway, 5 supplement products branded with the Waxman name. They're handpicked by me. So these are going to be things that I stand for, I validate. And what the rest of the website's going to be is, I'll tell you, it's going to be a lot of supplements, good quality supplements, not junky stuff. Not that you don't have to do your own research and make sure that any supplement you take is for you. But there's a place for supplements, especially in the modern world, because I take supplements, and in the past I didn't used to because I thought, I'll just get everything from food, but it's just not practical or possible, mostly because the soil most food is grown on is completely depleted. Even if you're getting good quality organics, it's still not going to be like it was 100 years ago or even like 60 years ago because of the pollution that's everywhere. You can't get away from it, really. So I'm gonna navigate out of my store. I'm gonna just stop sharing. Yeah. So yeah, I do take some supplements, and so these are things that I'm going to recommend, or at least stand by. Supplements are kind of like, you don't always need them, but sometimes you do and sometimes you don't, and you just need to sort of gauge it, and you need to do your own research and understand what supplements are, what the individual supplements are, and what you need and what your health is asking for, right? So that's that. There's definitely a place for supplements. I'm going to also have a lot of cooking supplies, dry goods, dry foods, and these are all things that I stand by, that I use in my own life. Basically, it's everything that I consider healthy and worthwhile and necessary for good active life. And there'll be astrology stuff. It's going to be a broad range, broad niche. There's going to be branded coffee and teas, herbs, supplements, dry goods, all kinds of stuff like that. right? And a whole like kitchen as well, right? So you're gonna be able to do everything, and it's all free shipping as well. So far, each product kind of, or each grouping of products kind of has its own sort of best strategy. So we'll see if I need to include shipping in some things or not. But I'm going to try and do it all free shipping. In any case, that's the store. Check it out, joewaxman.com. And hit me up with email if you're able to buy $100 or more. You'll get the 10% off, and we'll get a free reading for you. What else? Oh yeah, health update. So like, I started this whole like thing before my father died of like going into low carb and even keto, and while I'm not a fan of like the high meat, like I'm not a carnivore or anything like that, I think that's as stupid as veganism. Don't even mean to be overly harsh, but like, I don't know, I think people need you need a little bit of like, to get people's attention. Like you need a little bit of like cutting through the bullshit, right? So that's why I do use like harsh language, just to get people's attention, because people are dumb. And like you can have, I mean, I see this constantly. I see this in the macro community where you just have all these macro teachers dropping dead, and the ones that are left change nothing. There's like, oh, this is the way people ate for thousands of years. You're nothing like the people that were living thousands of years before now. Like, give me a fucking break. Like, you're stupid. That's dumb. And we have science, and we're learning all kinds of new things, right? In any case, I'm living proof. My health is greatly improved since I've changed my diet. Like, I'm very careful of carbs now, and I realize what carbohydrates do is they burn. And I've explained this before. They give you a roller coaster, right? Blood sugar high, blood sugar low, blood sugar high, blood sugar low. You eat, you feel better. And then like you go for a while, and then your blood sugar crashes, goes very low level. Like, I don't know if you've experienced this. You probably have. Most people have. You come home from a long day of work, and I'm shaking. Like, I'm just so like, my blood sugar is so low that I'm literally shaking, and I need to eat because I'm just like freaking out, right? Because my body doesn't know how to survive without blood sugar, right? Without carbohydrates. Well, I'm training it to consume fat instead. Why? What's the difference? What do you think the difference is? We can only store a certain amount of blood sugar in our body, our glycogen, in our muscle. We store a little bit in our blood, mostly in our muscles. In fact, I'm not sure we store much in our blood. I don't know, mostly in our muscles, but it's only a limited supply. When you run out, you're out. And if your body is not trained to burn fat, your blood sugar just crashes hard and you get super hangry. And I'm like notorious for that. It's just been crazy. Like, hated it. Like, it's just so bad, like getting low blood sugar, right? I'm just mean and angry and nasty and shaky and just like, get out of my way. Like, I need to eat more than anything. Like, you know what I mean? Right? Since I've switched to a more really low carb diet, not no carb, low carb, right? I don't want to be you. The whole idea is metabolic flexibility, where you can consume carbs and you can digest them, because digestion is an issue, and there's a lot that you need to learn in order to understand this. But like your metabolism, your gut microbiome, right? We have bacteria that feed on all the different foods that we eat. And so like when we eat carbs, and everyone's different. Like some people will go full keto and they'll do that for like years and be fine with it. I don't want to go down that road, just because I'm more interested in inclusion rather than exclusion, because macrobiotics, or the way I was raised, was very exclusive. So I'm much more interested in inclusion, and just even if it's small amounts. So I include small amounts, plus the way that they affect the brain, the body, everything. It's called metabolic flexibility, right? Where you can eat some carbs and you're fine. You're not getting your blood sugar spike. Or if you do, it's very minimal, because you have insulin sensitivity. Insulin is the key driving factor. Insulin is what makes us gain weight, and when we eat a lot of carbs and we have that blood sugar spike, insulin also spikes, and that's what triggers us to gain weight. It's not actually the fat. When we are fat adapted. We just burn fat and we become hot. Like if we have excess fat, we just like burn, we burn a little more excess and we become hot. And the thing with fat is that we can store fat. We have a lot of fat reserves. So you can go like, if you're fat adapted, you can go for like several days and just be perfectly fine because you're just burning through the fat in your body. And there's tons of it. There's way, 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 way more. It's completely different. Like there's way more than glycogen that you can store. So you can't do that. If you're not used to fat burning, you can't do that. You're gonna crash, you're gonna burn, it's gonna be extremely difficult, right? When you're not used to burning fat, when your body is not used to burning fat, your body, your cells have a sort of memory and a programming, right? And this is really interesting. Like, I mean, this is not theory, I'm living proof. I've experienced this. I'm experiencing this firsthand past several months. I've been, doing this and I'm starting to become quite good at my body is starting to become quite good at burning fat. Like I can go days where just little to no carbohydrates. I do eat beans regularly because I think they're healthy, but like I'll go days without eating any sort of grain or grain product or even like starchy tubers. And it works. It works very well. My blood sugar is so even. My mood is so even. And initially, like I was a lot heavier. Like when I first started, I felt like my legs were like lead weights. Like it was just like low energy. Right now, it's good. I have good energy, and your body starts to adapt, and it takes a little while, but the adaptation is extremely healthy, and there's so many health benefits. Like my face slimmed down, and I always wondered what was the cause of like a really puffy face, which I never quite fully understood, and it was carbs. Like I always just thought like, well, what else do we need carb? Like that's how we have energy. Like I didn't realize we could live off fat. You can't live off fat, but like burn fat is the main fuel source, which makes sense because if you're living in the wild, like you don't have access to grain, you don't necessarily have access to grain. Like sometimes the only thing you have is fat. Like you have to be able to survive. That's how our bodies are, created, and we've been doing this for thousands of years. I mean, it's crazy, and animals are similar. Like dogs, you can train dogs to have to like eat grains or to not eat grains, and they can adapt too. So like we are not less than dogs. Our bodies are not less adaptable than dogs. We can consume fat. We can burn fat as fuel, or we can burn carbs as fuel, and it's something that you should be flexible about, right? Why? Because it's just way healthier. There's so many benefits. I mean, do some research. I can't do it full justice in this video, nor do I mean to, but people are curing cancer with cutting out carbs. They're healing their gut digestion, their microbiome, because too many carbs are problematic, especially as we age, as we get older. It's my belief that we should consume less and less carbohydrates and burn more and more fat because carbs increase age. They burn hot. They're a fiery food, right? They burn and crash. If you understand that process, then you'll realize that it's a fire, and it's good for like really activating the mind when you're on a high carbohydrate diet. Like you're just like when your blood sugar is high, you're just like your mind's bubbling over. You're thinking about tons of stuff, right? And then when it crashes, you're like, oh, give me food. But with the even keel fat burning mode, that doesn't happen. You don't get these blood sugar highs or blood sugar lows. You're calm, you're cool, and it's much more the paradigm is about doing rather than thinking. With carb burning, it's very intellectual, right? You become very intellectual and ideological, and you're all in your head. When you're burning fat as fuel, you're much more about doing, And so for me in my life, it's much more important that I do rather than think, even if it means I'm going to make less videos because I'm not bubbling over with thoughts and ideas, which are, I mean, frankly, who cares anyway, most of the time, you know, not that there's not some good ideas here and there, but like, you know, might as well save it up for, you know, uh, you know, where fewer videos, more, you know, uh, content over quality, I guess you could say. Any case, you know, it's much better that I do things rather than just like live in my head, because then I can create my website, can make some money, and that's just what I really need right now. So I encourage everyone to at least experiment, see what works with you. Like cut out carbs for a while, get into fat burning, just so you know what that's like, so that you can put that's another tool in your tool belt that you can go to when you need it. Frankly, my health has improved a lot since I switched over. You can see my face, I look better, my energy's better. I do landscaping as my main job these days, and I have plenty of energy. I'm actually more muscly. My muscles are bigger, literally. Um, so yeah, I've got nothing but good things to say about it. I'm much more satisfied. I don't need to eat as often. I can skip meals here and there because fat is just much more. It doesn't fall as quickly. It's not that roller coaster where when your blood sugar dips, you need to eat. You have to. With fat, it's just flat and even. Like I'm skipping dinner today because I had a big lunch and I'm just full and satisfied. And I lost weight without trying. Not that I need to lose weight, but yeah, and it's extremely satisfying. Like I get to eat way more fatty foods, and it's like really good quality fats, and there is really, really delicious, right? I'm like, oh, so satisfied. And my nutrition is just way better. My teeth are so good, and your teeth can remineralize if you get proper mineral balance, good minerals, and that takes eating, you know, more fat, because I mean, frankly speaking, you know, like if you learn about vegetables, like I love vegetables, but there's a lot of um, plant chemicals that can get in the way of mineral absorption. And when you eat a little more animal food, especially good quality fats, you know, I mean, the different fats that I use are olive oil, sesame oil, coconut oil, MCT oil occasionally, butter, um, grass fed, of course. Yogurt, I actually really like yogurt because it's relaxing, and I use good quality organic, you know, grass fed. I like the A2 yogurt, which is the, you know, the different kind of protein. Um, you know, goat cheese, sheep's cheese, those are my go-tos. Of course, fish, eggs, and if I'm really exhausted, meat. I don't eat a lot of meat, really don't. I don't need it. I have a young constitution, which means very contracted at birth. So like too much, I can't do too much young. That's why I go for more soft dairy. Um, any case, you have to figure out what works for you. Everyone's different, right? But I think I look good. I feel good. Everything's good. My microbiome, my gut, my digestion is you know solid. Um, yeah, everything's really good. Let's go. Let's talk about some astrology. I'm gonna share my screen again. We have an eclipse coming up, and this is the clock right now. You can see. Hold on. I'm gonna bring up the video in the corner just to make sure. There it goes. Okay, so moon's in Pisces right now. Sun's still in Aries, closely conjunct Jupiter, Chiron, not too far away. And you can see North Node is at 4 degrees, Taurus, South Node at 4 degrees, Scorpio, basically on my ascendant, descendant. Let's see what happens in a couple days. See, there we go. We're getting an eclipse. even though it's out of sign, it's still in proximity. And let's go to the exact hour. All right. There we go. 2950 Aries, 4 degrees Taurus. So if you have planets in anything, first few degrees of Taurus, last few degrees Aries, this is going to affect you. This is on my descendant. So for example, my descendant. So that should mean, so first of all, what does the new moon eclipse mean? Well, it means the moon's gonna be in front of the sun. So it's gonna block out the sun in certain places. I'm not sure where exactly that's gonna be, but regardless, it's new beginnings, right? New moons are new beginnings. So this could mean for me, if you have it on your descendant or anywhere there near there, new relationship, new partnership, things like that, new business, especially with sun and air, with it in the last few degrees of Aries, it's a good time to start things, right? I mean, 29 degrees, that's questionable, maybe because that's not the best time to start things. I actually started my website at a really good time. I timed it when sun was in Aries and moon was in Taurus, along with Venus in the second house. I did it right at sunrise. Anyway, depending on the house that it's in for you and what planets you have, that's how it's going to affect you. I'm not going to go too detailed into it, but it's also square Pluto, so that should be interesting, because we got the 0 degrees Aquarius, 0 degrees, it would match the 0 degrees Taurus. It's off by 1 degree, it's out of sign, but still, square to Pluto, that's definitely interesting. While Pluto's in Aquarius, it could make rough beginnings, rough starts in some ways, creative, destructive. I don't know. I mean, there's many manifestations that it could manifest. Another interesting thing is that Mercury and Venus are in mutual reception, not exactly by degree. Well, it'll hit the exact degree, but still, it is still in effect, mutual reception. Moon actually has mutual reception with Mars, also not in degree, but still, and that is a positive thing. The mutual reception, right? It's still going to add some beneficial effects, minimize some of the negativities associated with Mars and Cancer. Let's see what else. Saturn's in Pisces. Mercury and Uranus in Taurus. That's really interesting. I mean, Taurus is not the best for Uranus, but Mercury Uranus together is a really mentally stimulating combination. So this will bring a lot of intellectual activity, especially in very Taurian type stuff. Don't forget, Taurus is great with numbers and facts and figures, right? So like very kind of dry, analytical, number type stuff. I could see like mathematical kind of genius having this combination or something similar, especially with Venus and Gemini as well, with the mutual reception there. So yeah, I don't know. This is right on my ascendant descendant line, so it should be impactful for me. Depends where it is for you, how much it's going to have an influence. There's a slight square between the nose and Pluto, so that's definitely going to have Pluto's playing into this eclipse. So there's definitely going to be a creative destructive aspect, Aquarian themes, as well as Taurus, Scorpio, and the tail end of Aries. So interesting. In any case, guys, I don't want to, bore you with any more of this. I don't really have too much more to say about it anyway. So that's that. Could be interesting. I mean, there's eclipses twice a year, so it's not like, I don't want to over emphasize it. It is what it is. It's only going to be really impactful if it hits a major point on your chart, really tightly conjunct. Otherwise, it's not going to be that much of a big deal. So that's pretty much it. I recommend everyone cut back on carbs. So what are carbs? Just in case you don't know, carbs are grains mostly. Carbs are also found in potatoes and starchy, like sweet potato starch products. Beans have some carbs, but pretty low, and they have a lot of other good stuff. So I do consume a good amount of beans. Myself, they have a lot of fiber, and they're generally very healthy. I think grains are much more of a issue. Especially, the more refined grains like bread, pasta. Sourdough bread's gonna be better. Pasta's not really good for you. It's not a health food. Nobody's living like a traditional person, so just scratch that out of your idea, head. I've heard that too, like, ad nauseum, like, oh, traditional people, like, shut up. Like, really, you need to be punched in the face. Like, somebody should just punch you in the face, because if not, you're gonna die of cancer. So rather you be punched in the face and somebody be rude to you and tell you shut the fuck up, you're a stupid fucking idiot, rather than you die of cancer. So people criticize me saying I'm rude. I think it's rude to die of cancer. I'm sorry, I do. And there's far too many people dying of cancer. And so I don't mind being a little bit rude. I'll be the one to say it. Shut the fuck up, you stupid asshole. Stop eating grains. They're not helping you. You're not a traditional person, you dumb idiot, right? You live nothing like a traditional person, right? Go, wood shack in the, woods with no electricity, nothing, and forage for your food and have, like, farming, like, if you can farm, try that for, 10 years and get back to me. And maybe you'll be more like a traditional person. Until then, shut the fuck up, you stupid fucking idiots. All right, guys. Until next time. Yeah. Experiment with learning how to burn fat, because something I think it's really just I think it goes along with the Aquarian archetype. It's just a new paradigm that we need to embrace. Learning that we can burn fat as our main fuel, learning how and what that feels like, and when to use it, when not to use it, and just have the metabolic flexibility, right? So that we can go and have some pasta or a bagel or, bread or white rice when we're out with friends or family, and just enjoy it, right? Like, and kids need carbs, by the way. So, like, my son was here recently, and I tried, because I don't see him that much. I wanted to have like a special treat with him. So I was like, okay, what do you think about, like, what if we had a bagel, smoked salmon, and cream cheese? And he's like, yeah, that sounds really good. And at least it's not like, pancakes and maple syrup, which is better than, pancakes and sugar syrup at the diner, but still, it's not like a high sugar diet, but it's our meal, but it is a high carb meal with the bagel. Anyway, I had it. I enjoyed it. It was really delicious, but I'm not going to eat that. I'm not going to eat bagels or bread or pasta or anything like, or rice even on the regular. And if I do, it's going to be a very small amount. I might eat some, and like I said, I'm not no carb, I'm just low carb. Like, I might choose to eat some, but it'll be more like good quality, well soaked, well cooked brown rice, or sourdough bread or something like that. Good quality in a small amount, and just maybe one meal a day. In one meal a day, right? Or a sweet potato, or on occasion potato, right? But I'm going to be very moderate with it, and I'm going to have that metabolic flexibility where if I don't eat grain, I'm not freaking out. I'm not crashing, right? My blood sugar is good because my body learns how to burn fat. And if you do, by the way, if you don't eat grain for long enough, if you don't eat carbs for long enough, you're gonna have the same inflexibility with carbohydrates. You're gonna eat some carbohydrates, you're gonna get gassy and bloated and feel all weird, because you're gonna basically the enzyme, the bacteria in your gut that digest carbs are gonna die if you don't include some. So you need some. Plus, I think some is healthy. We just need less as we age, because it's burning, it's oxidizing our body, right, and our kidneys and all that. Just a little anecdote. My father used to say, like, one of the hardest things is healing the pancreas, because pancreas, we were taught, especially macrobiotics, controls blood sugar. And so, like, if you have blood sugar, we say, oh, you have hypoglycemia, you need to heal the pancreas, you need to eat vegetables and millet and soft grain and blah blah blah, right? And I always thought, like, okay, even though I was born and raised macrobiotic, I still, like, I have a long way to go. Like, I still need to try harder and do all this and that. All that cleared up as soon as I stopped eating carbs as my main food. I don't have blood sugar issues, right? If I come home from a long day of work, yeah, I'm tired, yeah, I need to eat, yeah, I'm cranky, but it's not the same. I'm not, like, shaking. Like, literally, I would shake because my blood sugar was so low. Now it's different. It's just day and night. And I think you can see in my face, I'm like, my face is slimmer, I look better, I feel better, my teeth are better, everything's better. So, any case, guys, that's it for now. And I'll try and make a video soon. It's just my focus has shifted. I really need to build on my website. And if you can, I urge you to go to my website, buy some knives. I'm gonna put more products up as soon as I can. And yeah, let me know if you spend $100 or more. I greatly appreciate that. And you'll get the 10% off and a free reading. So I think it's worth it. Other than that's it, and have a great eclipse, and I will see you again soon. All right, thanks, bye.